Hi.
Welcome back to the Obituary Stories. Can't believe that this is our fourth podcast already.
Yeah. Not bad.
Time flies.
Right.
Yeah.
And today's podcast is about finding our bloom. So, what does finding your bloom mean to you? And when do you find your bloom? And when do you know it's there?
That's quite a lot to think about. So I think I'll define finding my bloom as finding my thrive. Whether I'm thriving at different points in time. So it could be thriving in work, thriving in relationships, or even thriving with personal growth, thriving in personal growth. Yeah, so that's how I'll define bloom, because it's difficult. It's difficult to bloom at all stages of life because firstly, it's not practical to be blooming all the time, right? Because flowers don't bloom all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. As to when I found my bloom, is it?
When do you know you're blooming? And when do you know you're like a flower that's bloomed and open and colorful and really thriving, Because flowers do die and flowers do bloom again and then they die and bloom. Not every flower is always opened up 365 days a year. Some flowers just die for 4 months and then they come up for 6 months or 8 months, and then the cycle repeats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
what about you?
the funny thing is that my thrive, when I was thriving, I wasn't in Singapore.
Okay.
And I was thriving when I was in Japan. For that 2 years, I was in Japan. So obviously there are struggles, right? At first, of course, there will be initial struggles of like settling into a new country, navigating a new workplace environment, new colleagues, new students, even a language barrier. But at that point in time, I think after the first 3 months of settling in, I became more familiar with the environment. And that was when I was thriving, because I realized that I had a lot more time and a headspace to do the things I actually enjoy. So like after work, I realized that I do actually enjoy grocery shopping, or even just strolling around the neighborhood, taking pictures of like random things, especially flowers. And that was when I actually gained a newfound appreciation of flowers.
I
because
like doing that too.
you actually see them up close. And you
Yeah.
realize that they have all these intricate details that you never really
Seen before.
because you never really had the time to literally smell the roses in Singapore.
Yeah, you're so busy all the time. You're just walking by all the flowers and bushes, and you don't realize that the flowers always been there.
Yeah.
And now when you get to go up close and just literally smell the flowers, touch the flowers, take close-up shots of the flowers, you really appreciate beauty and nature.
And that was when I realized that when I took the time to look at things in minute detail, like, okay, not minute detail, but like when you really look at the smallest and the tiniest things in life and you are grateful for them,
Yeah.
I realized that my heart feels lighter, and even when I walk, there's a spring in the step.
Yeah.
And I realized a lot of that happened when I was in Japan. So that was my most thriving 2 years of my life. And how did I know that I'm blooming? I think it's when I am pouring my time and energy into things I really like. So I love writing. And I did a bit of writing when I was in Japan, because I wrote about my own personal experiences. Teaching, it could be life experiences when I was there. And especially when I was there also during the pandemic. So when the whole of Singapore was undergoing some circuit breaker, I was also cozied up in my own apartment. Most of the time I was actually reading and writing. So the pandemic actually came as a respite for me as well, because I realized that I had a lot of time to myself to do all the things I enjoyed, to engage in creative pursuits as well. So that was my thrive. That's it. We all thrive at different stages of life. So currently, I can say that in Japan I was thriving, but right now I feel like I'm still in the midst of finding that bloom again. And it's very sad to say, but like sometimes work gets in the way. So I'm also trying to keep my head up and to continue finding that bloom, to continue thriving, because honestly, thriving is so, I feel like it's a goal. To me, I feel like thriving is a goal because we don't want to be surviving at work.
Yeah.
We want to be thriving in whatever that we are doing. But that also comes with a lot of struggles and sacrifice and self-reflection of asking ourselves what exactly we want to do in our life so that we will be able to reach flow state, meaning to say that when I write or when I do certain thing, I can be immersed in an activity for hours on end and not realize that it's dinner time, or I don't even need to think about lunch.
It shows you're
what I'm gonna
enjoying
eat.
your work.
Yeah.
And it shows that you're really fully in charge and you're fully productive and you're in control of your time. You're able to give a lot of good energy to what you do, and that's what we want to aim for, towards thriving mode and towards flow state, because your mind is constantly adapting and growing, and you want to be in that state so that you can reach your potential, your greatest potential. You want to grow and grow, and you want to bloom, and that's when you find your thrive and your bloom.
How about you, Joyce? Like,
I'm the same, because like finding my thrive, finding my bloom has not been easy. It's been challenging, and like you said, flowers don't bloom all the time. Some flowers just shrivel up and they die during the certain times of the year, and then they bloom again later on. So when we go through life, we go through ups and downs, and we find that when we go through the down moments, that's when we have to ask ourselves the purpose of life. That's when we find our ikigai. We find the meaning of what we do, and if this resonates with our personal values, our personal mission, and finding your personal growth mission and your own goals, it's not easy. It's not easy, but it's a quest that we yearn to fulfill so that we can have we can reach our maximum potential. And I think that's what I want to do, to be able to die on my deathbed and say, yeah, I did what I wanted to do. And I don't want to die with regrets as much as I can. I want to fulfill everything that I've always set out to do and always felt it was right to do.
Yeah.
So that I can tell the world and say, hey, I lived life. So finding the thrive when you're in down moments may not sound very nice, but it's must for every plant and for every flower to bloom.
Yeah.
So even right now, I'm still finding it, and I'm still allowing myself to go through this moment. I don't resist it, because I learned that this part is when, I start to take my time, slow down time, see what I like, really see where I can pour my energy and my heart out. And actually doing one of these vodcasts is really entertaining to me, because it just makes me feel lighter. So I want to thank Chu Ting really for calling me out to do this. If not for her, I don't think this project would have started. So thank you very much.
I have too many ideas. They need to be realized, because I feel like if I don't do that, I'll regret, and I'd rather regret doing it than regret not doing it. I don't think I'll ever regret doing this, but I think I'll really regret not doing it. So
yeah.
that's why
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wanted to say something, but it slipped my mind.
It's okay. It will come back. All right. We'll see you for the next podcast.
Bye.